application opportunity for our fertilizer with the city of Sydney. So please,
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, thank you. This is the last session, so I'm sure everybody's tired, but yeah. I'll make it quick. So I'm here to present our latest results on our project with the city of Sydney. So I'd like to thank our partner from investigator, Neil, who's not here, and also Ishida. And from the UTS team, myself, Sean, we have Ibrahim, and also a PhD student who's working on a park trial for urine-based fertilizer for growing turf grass. So basically, yeah, we'd like to see and investigate how's the performance of our urine-based fertilizer in comparison to those that are being used commercial fertilizers used in our parklands. So our target park for this time is Victoria Park, which is just near UTS. It's about 5 minutes walk from here, and duration is about.
Sorry, you're not on Zoom.
I think it's recorded. No,
it's not. I can't see it on the Zoom. Which one are you sharing? This one? Screen two?
I think so. Is it? Still, it's not moving. Is it moving? It's not moving. It's not different. Maybe just screen share this one. This is a presentation slides already. Okay. Yeah,
I can check it from here.
that's fine. All right. Okay, so last year I also gave a presentation of an update of what we did in 2023 as the first trial for our park trial in Victoria Park. That was done in winter time. Although the results were not too conclusive at the time, we wanted to show comparison during the summertime. So we had this planned out to start off around January this year. So this is the location that we're near it is near the car park in Victoria Park. So we found this location to be flat and also a lot of sunlight as well, and exposed, and it's not covered with shade. So it's a good spot for us. And it's pretty much, it's like a demonstration for the public as well. So a lot of people can actually see, and some of the people actually coming and asking questions about what we're doing there. And it's kind of giving a lot of information for the passerby as well as we talk about this. Yeah, this was our plan, basically conducting our experiments in an area about it's a big area with 4 replicates for our process. We started in January. However, when we started doing that, we connected with Sydney, Sydney University to do our soil test. In February, suddenly the park was closed just because there was asbestos contamination. So we started our test already, and we were told, okay, please don't do anything yet. Just wait for us to give you instructions what to do. And so we were thinking, okay, maybe 1 or 2 weeks would be enough, probably. And then it came to 5 to 6 months of closure. So it means it started with Victoria Park, it was closed overall, and the rest of the other parks will have asbestos contamination, and they have to treat that one. It took several months to do that. So we could not really do anything much because we didn't have any alternative park because everything is closed. So we had to do something else. So yeah, so we have started that one. We did all the soil samples and everything, but sad to say it was closed like that. And the whole park, we were not given access anymore. So what we did for the meantime was to do a pot test while waiting for the park to be opened. So our goal was to check on the viability for turf grasses. And as a starting point, we tried annual ryegrass as our sample for this one. And we put some lights like LED lights that can have operation for 18 hours and 6 hours of off, just simulating the day and night time. And our potting soil that we used was vermiculite. So basically it's more of sterile soil type of pot test for this. We use Orval or urine-based fertilizer in comparison with the commercial, the granular type of slow release fertilizer. Of course, at that point in time, we were not really doing a lot of preparation in terms of comparing with a liquid fertilizer, but at this time we started with a granular fertilizer that the parts are actually using in comparison with our liquid fertilizer. And there's another food soil coming from a dehydrator also that we try to test and compare the results with our urine-based fertilizer. So these are the fertilizer properties for the commercial MP origin that are being used in parklands in Victoria Park. And this is our properties for our current Orval liquid fertilizer. So what we did was we set up a number of pot tests here. So we put some vermiculite for this, and we added about 50 of those seeds from rice seeds to have all of these planted over the vermiculite. It's a coarse kind of vermiculite that we added. And then we had this LED light turned on for 16 hours, automatically turned off for 8 hours. And we did this test for 1 month, for 30 days for this type of test. We have applied a urine fertilizer. So we did 4 replicates for this one. And every 3 to 4 days, we also applied watering for the plants for about 100 mils for that. And after, during the duration, we monitored the grass height and other things, the color and everything. And after 30 days, we also cut the grass and weighed the mass of the grass for the dry and wet weight and compare it with the overall performance of the grass based on different kinds of fertilizers. So these are the treatment conditions we have. So there are 4 replicates for this. The T1 is based on the commercial slow release fertilizer. And the T2 is on a full dosage. So we calculated the amount of nutrients that we have in terms of the nitrogen content. So we added this one as a full dosage at the start of our experiment. The T3 is a half dosage. So we started a half dose at the start of the experiment. After 2 weeks, we added another half dose to test out the performance of this Orval fertilizer and also a soil food. So this soil food is from a dehydrator. Unfortunately, after 1 week, we found out there's a lot of molds and everything in that soil compost. So we had to not continue with that one because of some issues in the laboratory. So we just continued between commercial fertilizer and Orval as well. So our results indicated that there's germination in about 5 days when we applied the fertilizer for everything. So there was germination about 5 days. You can see here the T3, we have the second dose of the Orval. But as you can see, the control is the one without any fertilizers, just water that we're just watering on that plant. T1 is the commercial one, which is basically what we expected in a way because it's a slow release fertilizer. So basically the slow release will take a lot of time for it to actually take effect. But we only did it for 31 days or 1 month. And we can see from here, more or less the T2 and T3 are more or less in a similar pattern, in a growth pattern. But ultimately, the T3, which is the half dose and half dose of dosage, came on top. In a way, it's not too far, but they have a better height overall. So we measured the height from the base of the grass blade. So we found that the T3 has the highest height for this, and in terms of overall, what we could say it's a good growth for that. Color, in terms of color, if you look at the color here, you can see yellowish for a bit yellowish color for the grass on the control. The others one, there's some yellowish as well for the commercial fertilizer, but a lot of really dark green shades for the ryegrass blades for that for both T2 and T3, which are both Orval fertilizer. So you can see from here in terms of weight, we also look at the wet weight in the blue column, and also the orange is the dry weight. When we, after we harvesting and cutting the grass, we dried it in overnight, 24 hours at around 40 degrees Celsius in an oven. And also we, 24 to 48 hours of drying. And then we reweigh the amount of the mass of these cut grass. So you can see there's a lot of difference in weight from the wet one. So the wet one is the one that is freshly cut, and then we weight right away. But there's a really good trend as well for the weight or the control. It means that, there's less amount of grass that we're growing for the control, and then more ultimately have more weight for the both Orval fertilizers in terms of single dose and 2 doses of half strength of this fertilizer. Similar thing has happened on its dry weight at the end. In terms of the number of grass strands, more or less they are almost similar, although the T3 looks like there's some more growing of those strands. Yeah, and overall germination yield between each other also yield better results for T3. Although this one is just mainly from the physical observation, so we have not really looked at the micronutrients uptake and everything like that. That's one of the plants that we're looking at now. We're going to continue doing this test or pot test while waiting for the grass to have a better condition. As of this time, I went there last week, or no, a few days ago in Victoria Park. I could see that the grass were not really in a really good condition at this point. There's a lot of, dying grasses and yellowing, so it's not for a baseline test. Could we have a more uniform one? So probably later in this month or early November, we'll be starting our summertime test for the turf grass in Victoria Park. But at the same time, we're also going to have pot tests on different kinds of grasses. So in Victoria Park, it's mainly kikuyu grass. So we want to also do that, but most of the things that we can find is a kikuyu blend with fertilizer only. So we want to find something else more, pure. If we can do that, some other type of grasses, you have cat grass as well, because there's a hydroponic system that's being used for cat grass that we want to compare as well. Some other types of grasses that are being used in turf cases as well. Additionally, we are going to include some liquid fertilizers to have a good comparison with our liquid urine fertilizer. So I have already bought some of these commercial fertilizers I might talk with for the yes one as well, for a type of fertilizer that we can use for liquid one. And we'll test it out for 2 to 4 months, and then we'll continue for around November until next year for the park trials in Victoria Park. And I've connected with as well for Western Sydney University to have a collaboration on testing with micronutrients and other stuff that we can look at. Yeah, so I'd like to acknowledge the City of Sydney for your help and support for this one. Thank you.